in shape and get on the regular tour. I know you're playing the seniors right now, and you said you weren't interested in Marine Corps drill camp right now. This match is underway. Serving in the far court, Pete Sampras. This will be second serve. A forehand winner from Andre Agassi. Love 15. Sampras' fastest serve this year has been timed at 121 miles per hour. That was in that range.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Sampras turn up a notch on his serve today. Last couple matches, he's been able to just play a lot of balls back. Hasn't really been pushed, but against Agassi, he's going to have to serve awfully hard.
Successful here to take a 30-15 lead in the first game of the first set. It's best 2 out of 3. Winner takes home $33,800 in the AT&T Challenge and ATP ranking points.
Well, there's already a definite strategy change for Pete Sampras. And against Connors and Winskin, he hardly ever came to net. In this first game, he's already been to net 3 times. So he's going to want to be a lot more aggressive. Tim Gullickson with his notepad, keeping statistics on Pete Sampras' game.
40-15. Agassi has never lost a match here at Horseshoe Bend. 40-30.
That's a shot that Andre Agassi really loves. He sees the ball coming into the middle of the court. With great footwork, he gets around it and hits it as hard as he can into the open court.
Second serve. Now, this is where Agassi is really tough. One of the best on the tour in returning this. Not much on that return, however, and he loses the first one to Pete Sampras, and it's Sampras 1-love. Andre Agassi at love 1 serving in the first set. Best 2 out of 3 in the finals of the AT&T Challenge 1992. First year that the AT&T Challenge has been a part of the ATP Tour and one of the strongest American fields on clay court prior to the tour moving to Europe. Thirty low.
30 low.
First day for Andre Agassi. He's really come firing out of the blocks. He's very aggressive on his ground strokes right now.
No way Sampras could get to that. A love game, and it's tied at 1.
Well, both players have started off with their strengths. Sampras with the big serves in the first game, and Agassi with his big forehand.
Pete Sampras, not only a 20-year-old superstar at 3rd ranked in the world, but also the winner of the 1992 Business Atlanta Magazine Sportsmanship Award for his quiet demeanor and powerful game. Love 15. These two players have played 5 times previously, and Sampras leads 3-2. Agassi won on clay in Rome back in 1989, and that's the only time they've played on clay.
Well, this court slightly favors Agassi, but it's fast enough, this hard true court, for Sampras to serve well. That beautifully relaxed motion to Pete Sampras, great extension, really jumps up to the top of the ball and snaps at it. Good hands. Andre drilled the return down low, and Pete Sampras with those soft hands got down low and got it over the net. Great anticipation by Agassi. Really thought he had hit a winner on the return, and he just couldn't get to the second ball.
30-15. Sampras uncranking that serve now as he loosened up a little bit. We're in the third game.
There he gets his weight transfer all the way back onto the front foot. That's where he gets all that power and beautiful extension. And a great wrist snap up and over the ball.
A winner on the return off the drop shot from Andre Agassi.
Not only can Andre Agassi kill you with his ground strokes, but he can kill you with his speed. Makes a great attempt at a big first serve. He anticipated the drop shot. Great little steps, good footwork, and just with the wrist, flicks it right at the last second for a winner.
Speaking of winner, Sampras with his second ace, his 37th of this tournament. Agassi serving at 1-2 in the first set and is leading 15-love in this game. 15 checked by the linesman on the hard true courts here. We talk about clay, but this is a different kind of service than the European clay.
Well, the French championship is played on a much slower clay court, red clay. This hard true court favors the American players because they're a lot more aggressive, don't hit with as much excessive topspin.
Agassi at mid-court with that powerful forehand. It's 30-love.
He doesn't miss many of those. It's almost a gimme when he gets that ball 3/4 into the court. Once again, prepares really well. Gets the racket back real early. Gets his body sideways to the ball, and then swings straight through the ball.
It's a golf ball pretty far, too, as we saw yesterday. Agassi on his night off. He played yesterday midday. Sampras played last night. Agassi got some tickets thanks to Turner Broadcasting. He went in and saw the Braves. Tom Glavine's shutout over the Mets. 40-30.
The wind has kicked up a little bit more right now. The players are going to have to move their feet a little bit better.
We're on serve, tied at 2, first set of the finals at the AT&T Challenge here at Horseshoe Bend Country Club. There you see the wind picking up. It's going to blow us right out of the booth up here. But of course, I suppose the viewers are more concerned about the effect on the game than our situation. 10 to 15 miles an hour when we started, but some of these gusts seem a little more brisk than that. first serve. First double fault for Pete Sampras. A rarity for him, even though he is a big server. Love 15.
Big servers are generally not crazy about playing in the wind. Pete Sampras tosses his ball up a little bit harder than Andre Agassi. It may bother him a little bit more than Andre, but his motion is so fluid and effortless that it shouldn't bother him too much.
Good return off the lob. That lob got back deep to the baseline.
Good work by Pete Sampras. He knows that the wind's blowing pretty hard. Instead of taking that ball in the air, he let it bounce, and he kept moving and moving until he was in perfect position, then hit it into the open court.
30-15. (40-15). Third ace of the day for Pete Sampras. He had 14 in the Friday night quarterfinals win over Jimmy Connors. That's 38 aces for the week. More than anyone else at this tournament. Just wide.
Good anticipation by Pete Sampras. He guessed where Andre Agassi was going to hit the backhand down the line. He gets this one back, and he just tried to flick it, put a little extra topspin on it cross court, but the wind blew it out. Oh. That's an example. You were talking about how Andre Agassi punishes the second serve. He steps way into the court, takes the ball on the rise. Pete Sampras didn't even get a chance to take a swing at it. It came back so fast. Good preparation. He's 2-3 feet inside the court, takes it on the rise. That makes the ball come back even quicker.
Sampras answered to that at deuce. A winner off the serve.
We're going to see a lot of power out here this afternoon. Andre's ground strokes, Pete Sampras' serve.
Sampras leads 3-2 in the first set. Number 1 seed, Pete Sampras. The second seed, Andre Agassi, playing for the championship. Love 15 in the 6th game of the first set. Sampras leading 3-2. Agassi serving. all. Sampras not really pleased with the folks who decided to sit down right behind him in the middle of the play. That's not exactly proper etiquette. Nevertheless, Agassi leads 30-15. You see, when there are more than 5 hits, the game goes to Agassi. When the rallies are less than 5 to Sampras. And that pretty well fits the style of the big serve and volley game of Sampras.
Sampras likes to keep the points short. And generally when the points get longer, it goes over favoring Agassi.
(40-15). Both players on serve.
40-15.
I think Sampras wants to keep the point short against Agassi. It doesn't give Andre an opportunity to get into a groove during a point.
Talk about the big serve of Sampras. Agassi no slouch in this department. We don't want to underrate him there. Just missed that one.
but he doesn't build his whole game around the serve. When Pete Sampras is serving great, he's almost unstoppable. Whereas when Andre's not having a good serving day, he can still guts out and win a match with his ground strokes.
Tied at 3, first set from the AT&T Challenge, Horseshoe Bend Country Club. Roswell, Georgia. The winner of this will take home $33,800 and 110 ATP Tour points, which determines the world rankings. Runner-up 19,000.
Plenty of money for greens fees.
Yes.
For both Pete and Andre.
Both of whom enjoy playing golf. So many of today's tennis pros play golf. Of course, so many of these, just like here at Horseshoe Bend, tournaments are held in resort areas and country clubs, and it's probably, and you speak to this well, it's probably a very good way to relax off the intensity of the tennis.
Well, when I was playing, I didn't see that many of the players playing golf, but I've taken it up now. They're playing and practicing more golf than tennis. Andre hit some 300-yard drives yesterday.
And that's no exaggeration. We were on the fairway to see the ball land. 30 love. And look at the golf course here at Horseshoe Bend Country Club. This is a championship course, by the way. The senior tour has played here previously.
Isn't that the one you double bogeyed on yesterday?
I was behind a tree. We were playing in front of Andre Agassi and Nick Bollettieri. Nick plays tennis with about the same intensity as he coaches. Golf is the same intensity he coaches tennis. 30-15. Nick Bollettieri, coach of Andre Agassi.
Another beautiful thing about Pete Sampras' serve is that he doesn't always attack you with speed. He'll try to mix up the spins, serve into the body, out wide, kick the ball out to your backhand side, much like a very good baseball pitcher. You know, the off-speed pitches, the knuckle balls, which sets up your fastball. Yeah, let's see the fastball. Right down the middle.
The fourth fastball of the day, the fourth ace for Pete Sampras. Sampras leading 4-3. Andre Agassi serving. Both players on serve. Love 15. Here's an update on how this match is going. You see that both of them are above 60% on first serve.
And when Sampras is serving 68% first serves, he's going to hold the serve pretty easily. Quality of tennis has been very high so far in this match.
15 all. .30-15 and an ace from Andre Agassi.
That was a good-looking serve. His ball toss is a little bit lower. Really jumps up right up to the top. Really gets off the ground 6 inches to a foot.
4 aces from Sampras, 2 now from Agassi. 40-15. In case both players stay on serve, and we end up tied at 6, 12-point tiebreaker ensues with the first 7, the winner. He says he really likes playing here at Horseshoe Bend because, of course, he's had great success, but also it gets him in sync with a clay court moving to Europe and the French Open, where he's played well historically.
He's been in the finals before, and this obviously has worked as a tune-up for him, preparing for the European Clay Tour.
Agassi ties it at 4 in the first set. And speaking of Andre Agassi, this is how he assesses his game at the moment.
It's true, you know, but sometimes I look at the ball coming over and I feel like I have so many options, I'm not sure what to do, and then I just kind of go for it at the last minute, and you know, I almost wish I had a big-time weakness I had to work around, because if I did, at least I could stay focused and know what I had to do. The problem is, with every ball, it feels like I can do a few different things, and I think, you know, that kind of counts for me getting careless here or there.
Like there, unforced error as he drives it past the baseline. Love 15. 15 love, excuse me. One set. Sampras hasn't lost a set at this tournament this year, and Andre has never lost a match here in 4 years. Says
that one he really overplayed. He came up with a good return. Pete Sampras did not pick the right shot that time. Tried the little half volley drop shot. Sets himself up pretty well, but he could have easily just stroked it into the open court. Really tried to give it a whack, and it didn't work out.
40 low.
As those loose points that you can't afford against somebody as good as Pete Sampras. You've got to try to play within yourself, not play too many loose shots.
It's an interesting perspective from Andre about the fact that he has such a variety to his game. Sometimes he can't decide what to do.
Well, sometimes he has a tendency of getting a little bit too fancy.
Nothing fancy about the powerful serve of Pete Sampras, just velocity. Leads 5-4. Agassi at love 15. Games are at 5-4 Sampras in the first set from the AT&T Challenge. And Agassi finds himself in a hole here, which could be set game at 5-4 Sampras. Some power from Sampras off the forehand on that rally.
Okay, Pete Sampras has really impressed me, not only with his big power game, I've seen that before, but he's got a lot of patience this week. He stays back on the baseline, sets himself up for the forehands, and then he picks the one that he has to hit, and he puts a lot more power into it. And that time, Andre Agassi hit it out.
First serve. Triple set point for Sampras. Agassi fights off one of them. Double set point.
This shows you how much confidence Andre has in his forehand. He's now triple set point, and he's not afraid to not only hit the forehand awfully hard, but go for the line. 6 inches away from the line that time. Great accuracy. 2 good points back-to-back for Andre.
Now it's set point at 30-40. Deuce. So Agassi has fought off 3 set points.
That was an excellent second serve by Andre Agassi. A big point, got the ball in really deep to Pete Sampras' backhand, and Pete really couldn't do much with the return. That's a beautiful drop shot.
Advantage Sampras.
You won't often see the big hitters in the game try a drop shot. He sets himself up. It looks like it's going to be a topspin backhand, and he puts tremendous amount of backspin, and you saw the ball bounce back towards the net. That's why it made it so difficult for Andre to run up to it.
Advantage Sampras. Set point. Fourth set point for Sampras.
That's a great play.
How about the return off the two-handed backhand?
But I tell you, even though he lost the point, he's planting the seed in Andre Agassi's mind that when he gets a second serve from now on, he's going to try to do something with it. That time he went for the clean winner, and even though Andre Agassi hit the winner down the line, the next time he hits a second serve, he may not be quite as confident.
Some good tennis here in this first set.
Great tennis.
Advantage Agassi. He has fought off 4 set points. Trailing 5-4, 4-5 here in the first set.
That's a beautiful backhand.
Deuce.
Even though Andre Agassi is known for his ground strokes, Pete Sampras has not been a slouch in that department today either.
Realize you're looking at the 3rd-ranked player in the world as of the rankings this week.
I guess you got to do a little bit of everything when you're 3rd in the world.
Courier, ranked first. Stefan Edberg is second. Becker's 4th. Advantage Agassi.
Pete's shaking his head a little bit. That was not a smart shot to play from the way back in the court. Try to play a little underspin backhand. I mean, it seems like he changed his mind right at the last second. Instead of pushing the ball back deep into the court, he tried the drop shot.
A service winner. Agassi fought off 4 set points to tie the first set at 5. Some intestinal fortitude to be able to do that against Pete Sampras, remember.
Great concentration. Really trying to get back into the match, trying to tie it at 5. Came in with a really good serve.
Nice move. Unfortunately, loses the point. Love 15.
Pete Sampras really has to concentrate in this game. He's down on himself a little bit. He had 3 break points in the last game. This is when you got to pull your game together and say, okay, let's forget about it. Let's play.
And the double fault is second of the set. We've seen, as we've seen Sampras play 3 times this week, quarterfinal, semis, and now today, a lapse of concentration a couple of times during each match. Then he comes back with this. You heard Agassi.
Puts in a great serve. Andre just barely got to it, and just as Pete was about to hit the ball, he yells, "Miss it!"
You saw the answer. It's 15-30.
Two big serves back-to-back by Pete Sampras to get it back to 30-all.
One thing, if you're a big serve, have the big serve, you can make up for some lapse of concentration, I guess. Just get it on the serve.
Plus, physically, it's a very economical way of playing. You save a lot of energy. You don't have to really cover quite as much court. The points are shorter.
There's that drop shot. It's set up real nicely, though, for the powerful forehand of Agassi.
We saw Agassi miss a similar shot before on the backhand side. This time, he wasn't going to make the same mistake. Didn't hit the ball quite as hard. Just put a little extra topspin on it to keep it in the court.
Agassi breaks Sampras and leads 6-5 in the first set. Agassi serving for the match at 6-5 first set, serving for the set. I should say. That's 2 out of 3 for the match. 15-1. AT&T Challenge. This is the first year that it's also part of the ATP Tour. .30 love. Sampras checking the mark. See what Sampras has done. He's winning 42% of the points from the baseline, but look about his net game.
Yeah, he's very strong when he comes up to net, but the funny point is that he had those 3 break points on Agassi's serve, and he never came in one time on those 3 points, and that may hurt him in this set.
.40 love. Was long. There was the call, and the chair umpire, Steve Ulrich, asked the lineman to check the mark, and he says, yes, it is long. And now Steve Ulrich from Tampa, Florida, is going to check the mark himself at the request of Agassi, and he calls it good. That's the second time we've been here this week. We've seen a reversal from the chair. Unusual, is it not?
Yep.
And that was set point.
I have never seen an umpire come out of the chair to reverse a linesman call. Generally, they give the linesman a benefit of the doubt if he's walked out to the mark and has called it out already. But Steve Ulrich has done it twice this week.
Love Sampras, but he lost the first set on that call, 7-5. It was over that fast.
We didn't see too much disagreement from
No.
Pete Sampras, so maybe he saw the ball clip the line. But still, I think that's a bad precedent when the linesman comes in and reverses the linesman's call after he's been out on the court already checking the mark.
Certainly causes the linesman to lose face. All.
Both players have not been afraid to mix it up from the baseline. That time, Andre runs around his backhand and hits it straight down the line with a lot of pace. Great net play by Pete Sampras. First volley, he just barely gets it back real deep, and then he hits that delicate cross-court chip volley. Moves the racket way out in front. Great technique.
.40-15. That was the first set, by the way, dropping at 5-7, that Sampras has lost here in this tournament this year. And it happened so fast. He had triple set point, and then the controversial call, the decision by the chair umpire, and it was suddenly 7-5 Agassi. Sampras leads in the second set, 1-love. We're at the AT&T Challenge, Horseshoe Bend Country Club, north of Atlanta, Georgia. Championship match, Sampras and Agassi. Agassi with an ace, 15 love. 15 love won in the second set. Agassi won the first set, 7-5. set was wide.
Ball skidded right off the line. That's why it seemed like it went out, but it was that funny bounce.
15 all.
Both players serving very well. Winners are pretty much even. The match is actually very even.
39 minutes for the first set. Playing pretty fast, too.
The difference right now in the match is that Pete Sampras is 0 for 4 in break points. He just couldn't convert when he had the opportunities.
You mentioned at the time that it caused him to be upset with himself because then it led eventually to him losing the first set 7-5 in his first set loss of this tournament. Sampras leads in matches against Agassi 3-2 over the years. But hasn't beat him in play. 30 all. These are Davis Cup teammates. Agassi undefeated in Davis Cup play this year, and Sampras 3-1. Run it out.
Tim Golson kind of got a kick out of the way the wind was playing tricks with the ball. Pete Sampras hits that ball right off the top of the frame. It looks like the ball was going to fly way out, but the wind kept it in. And Pete Sampras then nonchalantly hit the ball into the net.
Tied at 1 in the second set. Agassi won the first 7-5.
Agassi, not mainly known for his net play, seemed pretty comfortable up here this time. Good backhand volley, good technique. Set up by that good approach shot, but he keeps the racket out in front, head of the racket up. Good form.
Only one service break in this match so far, and it was a service break for Agassi to win the match, win the set in the first set. That was trouble. You could see that coming.
At that time, Pete Sampras couldn't get any depth in his ground strokes. Ball kept getting shorter and shorter, and eventually, Andre Agassi will punish you if you hit the ball short. He's much too aggressive on his ground strokes.
Because of the stadium configuration here, you can't tell exactly what the wind is doing because it circulates a little bit down there, but it's basically in the face of Sampras.
Right. That's why he has to be a little bit more aggressive with his ground strokes from this side of the court to get more depth. And you don't want to hit with quite as much topspin because that'll hold the ball up against the wind.
15-30. 7,500 sellout crowd at the AT&T Challenge. First year it's on part of the ATP Tour. Horseshoe Bend Country Club in Roswell, Georgia, about 20 miles north of Atlanta on the banks of the Chattahoochee River. 30 all. It was mostly cloudy when we started the match, but now it's mostly sunny. And the weather has been superb for tennis this week.
So that time, Pete Sampras set the point up with a beautiful serve, but he got stuck in no man's land. You don't want to get stuck around the tee in the middle of the court. Ball's too low at your feet, and you can't play an aggressive shot.
Second serve, 30-40. Agassi has saved 17 of 24 break points this tournament. Couldn't save the break point.
That's awfully good, but you got to thank Pete Sampras' serve for that. Right now, he's having a little trouble finding the range on his serve, missing a lot of first serves.
Mishit that return, setting up Agassi for the forehand winner. Advantage Agassi. And the service winner to the backhand of Andre brings us back to deuce.
The thing that amazes me about Andre Agassi is how quick his hands are. He stands in right on the baseline. Look how quick he is. And he just has the ability to flick the ball at the service return and just miss that ball by a couple of inches.
Second serve. There's Agassi attacking the second serve again.
Pete Sampras is having a little difficulty on this side of the court. Wind's blowing against his face. Agassi's getting the wind with him, so his ground serves seem even a little bit quicker to Pete Sampras right now. And he's having trouble getting first serves in.
Backed off of that one. Change of pace. Not a bad idea.
He's much more effective when he gets his first serve in. So even if he has to put in a 3/4 pace first serve, it doesn't let Andre Agassi jump all over the second one.
Agassi on the left, Sampras serving at deuce. Andre Agassi, 16th ranked in the world, second seed in this tournament. Sampras, third ranked and first seed. Agassi with another break point. So Agassi with 2 breaks of Sampras and takes a 2-1 lead in the second set. Agassi won the first, 7-5. Back to the AT&T Challenge 1992. First year that this has been part of the ATP Tour, previously an exhibition tournament with a round-robin seed of 8. 15 love on the Agassi ace. That's his third. And a winner on that serve, 30 love. Andre playing in a groove, and he is so confident here at Horseshoe Bend. He has never lost on this court. .30-15. Carried out.
He seems to be a little bit down on himself right now. This is a part of the match where you got to forget about what's happened. He feels that he could be playing a little bit better. Get back into it, psych yourself up, play a couple tighter points, and he should get a little bit more aggressive.
Really hasn't played as well since he lost on had the opportunity at triple break point in the first set.
Game Agassi.
Agassi takes a 3-1 lead in the second set. This is the third of 3 ATP Tour events taking place around the world. In Madrid, Sergei Bruguera defeated Carlo Costa to win that ATP Tour tournament. And in Munich, Larson defeated Korda. On the right, Andre Agassi. On the left, Pete Sampras.
This game's very important for Pete. He's got to win this one to stay only one break down. He's not been getting a lot of first serves, and so maybe he should try to couple three-quarter serves, get him in, come in behind into the net, put a little pressure on Andre.
Love. Agassi won the first set, 7-5. Love. Love. Fifth ace of the day and the 40th for the week. Sampras. Sampras now trails 2-3 in the second set from Horseshoe Bend Country Club in Roswell, Georgia. Agassi serving at 15 love. Leading 3-2 in the second set. Agassi won the first 7-5. Sampras had his elbow examined by the trainer during the break. Excuse me, Sampras had his elbow examined by the trainer during the break. Of course, that's that elbow for the big serve.
He's had that problem before. He had to pull out of the Australian Open this past year because of elbow problems. Puts a lot of pressure on that elbow with that big serve. He has to take very good care of it, ices it down after every match, much like a baseball pitcher. That's his bread and butter.
Game Agassi leading 4-2. After defeating Pablo Araya, he said, "I've executed well this week, Agassi. I don't feel I have time for options. I play off instinct. My confidence is back. I expect to win." He's doing today, playing with great confidence.
Those stats show that Pete Sampras has done very badly on second service points, and one way to improve that is by getting a lot more first serves in. Start spinning that first serve in. Boost up your percentage.
Love.
Pete got the first serve in that time. Let court by Andre Agassi, and just barely ticks the edge of the line with that forehand.
Sixth ace of this match for Pete Sampras. So his elbow seems to be okay. May have some pain in it, but he certainly still has the velocity.
Real loose action. And he's trying to turn it up a notch right now. He has to get a little bit more aggressive against Agassi.
Love. Two service breaks, both by Agassi. One to win the first set, one in this set, and that's the difference in the score so far. There's the big serve, winning a love game, and it's now Sampras trailing 3-4. Agassi 15 love, serving at 4-3 in the second set. Agassi won the first 7-5. It worked on the Sampras elbow again at the break. Sampras said while he was sitting down there, we could hear it on our microphone, that his elbow had been bothering him all week. First time they've really looked at him during a match, however.
Well, I think he's used to pain in his elbow. He's had problems with it before. He's got to try to put that out of his mind right now. He's only has 2 more opportunities to break Agassi if he wants to get back into the set. And he's down love 30.
40 love.
Game Agassi.
Agassi leads 5-3. Agassi has not won a title on clay since July 1988. Looking for his first win here on the ATP Tour. Even though he won the last 3 exhibitions here at the AT&T Challenge, this is the first year it's part of the tour. Love 15. They've only been playing an hour and 6 minutes.
The points have not been very long, but they've been fast. Seen a lot of power on the court today. Andre just seems a little bit more confident.
15 all. Thirty 15.
That's when the wind plays tricks. One of the rules you use in the wind is that if you're ever in doubt, make sure you hit the ball.
30 all. There's a very, very large confidence-building point for Sampras.
Both players played well off the ground, both jockeying for positions. Agassi running around most of his backhands in that point. A little bit of an unlucky break on that lead court, and then Sampras just overpowers him with the forehand.
Comes back to the winner off his serve. Agassi will serve for the set and the match at 5-4 when we return to the AT&T Challenge at Horseshoe Bend. Agassi serving for the match at 5-4. Andre won the first set 7-5. Chair umpire is coming to take a look at this. It was called. Looks at the mark is as you can probably even see yourself past the line, but the chair umpire Steve Ulrich said it caught the tape.
15 left.
15 left. Left.
30.
Agassi, who has never lost out here at Horseshoe Bend, playing with great confidence today and definitely in control of this second set after breaking Pete Sampras serve, leading 5-4, serving for the match.
You don't see a much better forehand than that in pro tennis. He's done that exceptionally well today, running around the backhand, good early preparation, and really drives through the ball.
A service ace to win the match at 6-4. Andre Agassi is